You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Wepa, familia. What up, man? This is your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And today, baby, we're bringing that cosmic thunder straight to your ears, bro. Because today, we're going to be going interstellar. We're riding those cosmic waves with the co-owner of Fenom Comics and the genius behind a new galactic saga called Star Riders Volume 1, all right? Transhuman. We're going to be breaking down the story, the hustle, and all the cosmic secrets behind this mind-blowing indie comic and more. So buckle up, fam, grab those cosmic snacks, and let's get this podcast orbiting with the one and only the big boss himself, Tom Fenoglio. Homie, how you doing?
Hey, thanks, Al. That's an awesome intro, man. Appreciate it.
Well, you're a big boss, man. We're talking some big boss level stuff right here, man. Because let me tell you, this book that you guys got out through Fenom Comics, the Star Riders Transhuman, as I told you in the green room, I'm in the middle of the read, and I'm like blown away. It's a gorgeous looking book. The art, the story flows well. Listen, I'm only on page 72 of this graphic novel, folks. And let me tell you, I already connected with the character. I hate this ex-character already, mother effer. So when you already have me feeling within the universe, yo, all right, that means job well done. Because I don't connect to too many books like that instantly. But this got me like, I was kind of upset that Tom came early. Because like, shit, I wanted to read more. I'm not reading Tom. What are you playing? But again, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for my Crusaders tuning in. We're about to learn about this amazing company called Fenom Comics. That's right. I'm going to share the link in the YouTube in just a moment. Right there, you can see it below. You go to phenomcomics.com and check that out. So, Tom, bro, my dude, start talking about it, all right? I love my origin stories, of course. So tell us where you originally from and what was the first thing in fandom that you ever fell in love with?
Well, hey, first of all, happy Memorial Day to all the military families, past, present, and future. Al and I were just talking about it. You know, it's a special day, and we just want to say thank you for all the sacrifices.
So, Uncle served at the Korean War, one of the original Borinquenes, that all Puerto Rican troop, the famous one. So, you know, my uncle served and gave, he got a lot of shrapnel in his body, I'll tell you that much. Well, and rest in peace into every single Borinquene and every single soldier overall that ever served, for real.
Rock and roll. So, you know, that's the important thing in life, right? So now for the fun thing that they all fought for, probably the first thing that Joe and I really kind of got into, I guess what kind of drove us into the world of comics was growing up, we would go to the grocery store and we could never buy comics. We really had no money, it just, you'd go there with your mom and we'd sit at this, the book stand and we'd always thumb through it. So I was always looking for, I'd say Iron Man or Spider-Man or Batman, but later in life, huge Batman fan. And Hush, really, I got to give them a lot of credit, is Hush brought the whole graphic novel to Joe and I because we were originally screenplay guys. So early in life, we just wrote a lot of books or a lot of stories, but they were always intended for a film. So when we went out there, we were sort of young and dumb and we didn't really know the lay of the land. So we pulled back and we said, you know what, let's check some boxes. And so later in life, now we're coming back and we think that the graphic novel, number one, we love the comic arena, but it also allows every writer out there to really protect their IP.
Yes.
And so it really gave us the opportunity to put it in, a series or a film into a condensed volume, and everything's locked down. The characters, the pacing.
You have just surprised me though. Most people, when they say graphic novel, they always go to a Watchmen, a V for Vendetta type when it comes to an introduction to a graphic novel. The fact that you just said Hush, oh shit, you're probably one of the first people I've ever spoken to that said as the graphic, when that came out for Hush, wow, all right. Well, and what do you mean in regards to, in a graphic novel sense, the IP statement you made?
Because when we went out there, we were just, like I said, we were younger, but we weren't really able to protect our stories. So, every writer's paranoid that their ideas are getting out there. And so we had a pretty good inkling where some of them were, moved on past us. And so if we weren't really able to protect ourselves and our stories, we weren't going to give them away for free. So we came back, and really with the artistry and with the containment within a graphic novel, that's a copyrighted item. That's a protected item. And that's where we feel secure. We've done our, we brought in lawyers, making sure that we had all of our X's and O's. But a lot of the graphic novel, and I guess where Hush came in, is because they were separate issues and they were condensed.
Yeah.
So that's how even Star Raiders is it's 8 separate issues with cover art, with variant covers, with everything that every issue has. But we just combined the entire first series, because even binge watching, we like binge watching. I don't do every week. I wait till it runs out, then I watch the whole thing. So Fenom Comics is sort of your binge watching opportunity for the comic reader.
What up, Danny? What up, Danny? Thank you for tuning in. As always, one of the first always comments. So a big salute to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Go check him out on YouTube. Much love. I dig that. Let me ask though. I mean, I want to get a little bit more into the nerdom. Of course, Fenom Comics. Go check that out, everybody. Who found the comics first? You or your bro? Or did you both run to the rack? But who touched it first?
Yeah, you know what? I was older by 3 years, so I guess I was. Okay. And then I'd say he was looking at some more of the Radical Rick BMX bikes, books. And so I would check out his, books, and he would check out my Batmans, because that's really where I kind of really started gravitating. And then really we became film guys too. We love stories. I don't care if they're on the back of a cereal box. I don't care if they're on a subway. We love stories.
Bro. You definitely from my generation. I remember those cereal boxes. Sometimes I had stories. Sometimes include a comic book or a cool toy. Those days are over, kids. You have no idea what y'all missing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Stuff. I dig that. All right, so bro, you're from the main streets of indie comics to the outer reaches of space. What's been like the wildest part of the interstellar ride that has been Fenom Comics, and how did it even get birthed?
Yeah, Joe and I, our first, because really all of our stories are built off of film, right? And so we knew that we needed a writer to take our stories and put them in panels, put the right pacing. We didn't know how to do that. And so I think the first thing was to learn the art, to learn the industry, to learn how these houses were built, how the good comics are structured. And Rob Hunter was an inker with DC for many years. And we kind of found him through a friend, and Rob really kind of brought in a lot of the cross-gen guys. We brought in Chuck Dixon.
Wow, he said cross-gen. Wow.
Yeah, so we brought in Chuck Dixon, then read our Hunter Ninja Bear book, our first one. And he goes, hey, I love it. Let's roll. So then Joe and I got to sit down with Chuck Dixon, and he was just a gentleman, but he really just ripped through the science of how we put these stories together. So then with our second novel, Rob had said, hey, we've got the artist, we got this, but Tony Bedard, I think it's perfect. Wow. Is because Tony Bedard hasn't really touched comics in a while. He's out doing the Call of Duty, the Activision stuff, but he loves comics, and I think that he would love this whole structure we got going, because it was very open. It wasn't corporate America at all. It was, hey guys, let's get this done. Let's all be a team. So then Tony came on with Star Riders, and it was very similar, but so much different than Chuck, where Scott McDaniel, who did all the art for Star Riders, he has an engineering background. My brother and I have engineering backgrounds. So we took Tony's story, and now we wanted to make sure that the quantum physics, the space travel, just the mechanics of our story was correct from a mathematical standpoint.
No wonder the language fucked me up at the beginning, man, because you guys opened up on some scientific shit. You guys had me, hey, Maple, that's the name of my chat GPT. What is? Yeah. But I dug it because, you know what? You had me even digging into, okay, what do they mean by this? It's pretty fucking cool, this science. Is it real? Oh, shit. So you guys are phenomenal job. Okay, yo, folks, I can't wait. I have a trailer. I'm gonna show you the cover in a minute and all that. We're gonna see even the Hunter Ninja Bear too.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, Al.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all that. All right. So, talk about who in the crew between you and your brother would you say is the biggest comic visionary, and how does that shape into the building of Fenom and the teams that you're building with those stories?
Yeah, I would say structure-wise, company-wise, my brother. Hey, let's make sure that we can really build a company that we can bring in the right talent. And I think when I saw Hush, I said, hey, check this out. hey, look what they're doing. It's not the graphic novel that you think it's like a love story or a big book that goes nowhere. These were issues combined, and it just made so much sense. It was
a beautiful story arc all in one for those that don't want to collect comic books. So again, when you move, I would rather move my graphic novels than my single issues. Because have you felt the long box, how much that shit weighs?
Right.
And as we get older, man, that's the last shit we want to be picking up.
Well, and I'm not sure if you do remember, but remember the old Star Wars, the like 11x17?
Oh, bro, yeah.
Right? And
yeah.
so that's probably our first comic book that we actually got on Christmas. All right, so that's our first
really?
comic book.
You had, what is the giant size? Yeah, the treasury.
Yeah. And so that's what we got. So that was fun. So if you think as a kid getting a book that's bigger than you are, and there was just the whole story there, that's how we were really introduced to comics. Our first comic were these big...
Hey, wait. Your parents, who gave you that? That's actually a cool effing gift. That's for a kid. They give you a treasury edition of Star Wars. What?
Yeah. It's just back in the day, and and then I still have them. And I probably that's my biggest comic collection is the Star Wars. So started there. Yeah.
My man Tom is a nerd for sure. I dig it. All right, so. I want to show the trailer in a second, and before I show it, this is what I want you to do, because this is the new baby that's out there. You know what I mean? I need you to pitch me Star Riders like you're narrating a '90s action movie trailer. Go.
Oh man, I'm so bad at this. You should be doing this. You should be doing this. I mean, you got the good voice. What Star Riders is? We really wanted to build a space opera like no other. We were built off of Star Wars. We were off of Buck Rogers. We were Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We were the 2001 Space Odyssey. We love these very deep and very complex character-driven space odysseys. And that's what we think Star Riders did. And what we do think that we did that no other story has done is you take, especially in the world of identity politics and who's who, and if you're tall, you're short, everything's about what you look like. If you strip that all away, Star Riders is about when the transhuman, when the human being is elevated to another level through science and technology. And so what are you as far as a human when all your exterior components are removed? So I think it's a very neat story to kind of digest what does it mean to become human, but it is something that's never been touched upon. So I think we're very thrilled on the just on the angle we're taking here. It really is not. It's not like a story that I've ever seen before.
Well, you are exciting me because based on where I'm at, I'm seeing a story develop. I have feeling for the family already. I already hate certain people. You're definitely your squad is doing the job, and folks. Before we get further into it. And even this other title that you also got to get to. Again, you got to sign up for everything Fenom Comics. I already shared that link, across the comments. Don't be playing with me. And before I show that trailer, please go visit. I'm going to show you the website too. But check them out. Put that at your favorite. Go check them out on social, which is X Meta, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Fenom Comics. That's just with Fenom Comics, mi gente, all right? Make it happen. Let's go check out this awesome trailer for Star Rider.
2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Had a couple of cardiac hold tight. Roger that, Dad. All systems go. Tell Mom we'll be home for dinner. Godspeed. 3, 2, 1. All right, lift off and the clock is started. Houston, we've had a problem.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. Are you seeing this, Houston? Roger. Data is coming in. Stay on course. For God's sake, this can't be real. Dad, do we have any options?
Boys, fly safe.
My gosh, Sam, that shit was so exciting. I can't wait. I'm seeing all these new things. Like, oh my God, I cannot wait to dive deeper into the book, man.
Oh, thank you.
I wait till I reach that part. What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm excited now. Holy shit.
Thank you. And you and I were talking earlier, and we really try to create a Wizard of Oz feel to this, is that right when the movie makes its transition, so do the colorist. So we were very conscious of making
Get
the
it.
story looked like there was a demarcation point. Man, it stops and it goes. So
I see. I see 3 colorists. I mean, look at the cover there, folks. Transhuman Volume 1. So I hope that means we're getting a whole bunch more Star Riders, because damn, I really cannot wait to get through this thing. And if you're gonna be leaving me like hanging like a fish at the end, hooked. Oh man, bro, we gotta talk about Volume 2 towards the end. Like, what the hell's happening here? But look at the beauty of this book, baby. Fenom Comics. You guys are not playing. It looks gorgeous. Look at the back cover. Look at the girthiness of it. I mean, because this one is she a thick one, baby, at 284 pages. Love that.
yeah. And here you've got it. Yeah, you can see that.
Wait a minute. My man has live shelf porn in his house. Live shelf porn. Look at that. Look at that sexy. Oh, wait a minute. Close the book again. You have like a blue spine.
Oh,
look at that. No, from the pages, it's like it looks like.
Oh, no, I think it's just the way that it was.
Okay, I'm about to say, I know that would be cool. But wow, man, the book is gorgeous. Look at that logo. Look at that. Man.
No, it's all 280 pages, and we have variant covers. We've got some contest winners from our Hunter Ninja Bear contest or artist contest that are in there showcased. We've got some variant by Tyler Kirkland, or Kirkham, and we've got a lot of like little goodies in there.
Wait, so we're talking, all right, so within the book you got the variants, but for the graphic novel itself, is there only one cover, or you also did an A and B?
Yeah, well, all right, here's one thing that I really don't like, is that we hated when we would read a comic book and they would change artists midway through. Because then, you're watching and then Spider-Man changes and all of a sudden you're trying to figure out why everything looks different. And that drives me nuts, always have. So what we made sure on all of our books is we keep the same writers, we keep the same pencilers, inkers, and probably are the colorists throughout the entire story. So each issue has its own cover, but at the back of the book, we have a string of just different variants that we kind of tucked in there. Like Steve Furchow is like a colorist. We got, just kind of fun little stuff to tuck in.
Oh, nice. Get it. I love it, man. I love it. But, at the end of the day, what really inspired Fenom? Like, how did you guys even build it? Because you're saying, again, it took time, it was a learning curve. But, what was it, man? Like, outside of the hush and all, like, what made you say, okay, the world needs us, the Fenoglio brothers, to get this done?
I think just we saw that DC and Marvel were just getting so spread out. And I don't want to say those because we use all DC and Marvel artists and we've got great relationship with both companies. They've entertained us over the decades. So obviously great companies.
They have great IPs that are iconic and you cannot take, again, DC and Marvel is the marijuana of comics.
Okay.
The stepping stone.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. And we personally were tired of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Then there's 20 Spider-Man movies. We just got tired of it. We know the origin story. The Batman movies. Just go somewhere from just where they were going.
The fucking story. We know what happened to Batman. His parents died. All right, next.
Exactly. And so it just drives
Joker, please.
so it drove us nuts. And then we just had all these stories. And the one thing that we did not want to do, which we do have now, was release our superhero story because we were just burnt out. After the whole Marvel thing, great story, obviously, the Batman, everything, we were just burnt out on the superhero movies because, number one, we couldn't compete because everybody knew all these characters. And we had some stories that were just sort of outside of that, safety zone because we really do feel like we've got a great superhero story, but we just can't compete until we get a name for ourselves. But I think what drove us was that we thought our stories were right there. There is some pride involved. Hey, we can do this. Why not? Let's do it. We've been waiting to do it. We're not getting any younger. Let's pull the trigger and rock and roll. And that's what we did. I mean, I wish it was more thought out than it really was. But Joe and I have been planning this since we were in our mid-20s, and we left LA because we knew that we couldn't hang with, we couldn't infiltrate it. So now we're a little older and a little wiser, and we think that we can put a dent in it.
You think, no, you're doing. Let's do this rhetoric. You will make a dent in it. That's what it is. Because again, it's phenom. Right? It's phenomenal. You're about to rock the world. People don't know. You know what? Even before we move on, and I know we're focusing on Star Riders, but you also have that first book, right? That we got to talk about that. and I want to show that trailer because I want
Oh,
you guys to see how awesome this company is. Like they really are working at changing the game, bringing some new stuff. So check out this amazing trailer for Hunter Ninja Bear. We're gonna learn about that too, because it's it's Fenom Comics, baby. Woo, I love that Godzilla feel. There's the birds going on. I'm scared. What? I want it. Too long for that. Ninja Bear Provenance available now, baby. That's right. Rob Hunter, Chuck Dixon, Ivan Nunez, and Mel Ruby, baby. Wow. Dude, what is this? This is like, so it looked amazing.
Yeah, no, Hunter Ninja Bear was really, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, basically, when it comes down to it. Hunter beats Bear, Bear beats Ninja, and Ninja will beat the Hunter. And that's the premise. So you've got a bunch, and they all come down. Providence means origin. So the Providence volume is really just to get down to the last Hunter, the last Ninja, the last Bear. And we're already in production with volume 2 and 3, and that's it. It's a 3-volume set. And it gets a lot darker. It gets a lot more violent, but Hunter Ninja Bear is just a gorgeous book. You see the artwork. Mel Ruby is a phenomenal artist, and Ivan Nunez. It doesn't get any better than Ivan Nunez. So
it's beautiful. Wait. What was? Tell me the origin story of this particular book. Like Jesus Christ! Like you said, rock paper scissors, Hunter Ninja Bear. All right, bet. I mean, what was it? Were you guys having a nice little chat in a bar one night and they said, you know what? Let's change this game tonight.
We saw some kids playing Hunter Ninja Bear, and it was like Hunter Ninja Bear. And we were like, God, right there is Josie Wales. There's the good, the bad, the ugly. It's sitting there right in everyone's face.
I love that fucking movie, bro.
Yeah.
A man from my generation. I love it. Josie was, I think, is definitely the top of the cowboy.
Without a doubt. And so then we love all the Japanese classics. You've got just all the old samurai movies, just the old, even on the monster side, the Godzilla movies, the Akira movies. But so we just thought, what a great premise. You've got a ninja, you got a hunter, so you got even your John Wick, then you got your Kill Bill ninja, and then you got your Godzilla. And that,
I love how you put that like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
and so just building and very much like Star Riders that you're reading, Hunter Ninja Bear was very character driven. It's very Predator like. You've got just the host of all these ninjas, the bears, and the hunters, and they just weed themselves out until you get the last 3. So it's a very exciting story, but it really built the characters that make their way all through the different volumes. But it's an action-packed. It's really a gorgeous book.
Yeah, I gotta get my hands on this one and talk about building that team as well. I mean, and you said that was your first baby, right?
Yeah, and that's where Chuck Dixon really kind of gave us a lot.
How'd you meet Chuck, man?
Well, that was through Rob Hunter, and tell you the truth, Chuck's awesome. Chuck's actually pushed out Hunter Ninja Bear. He put in, I can't say the people in Hollywood, but Chuck's been a huge fan of ours, and we're a huge fan of Chuck. I mean, he truly is a pro's pro.
Oh, he's a boss. Well, Johnny and some of the guys have had the chance to talk to Chuck. I have not as yet. When he comes here, he ain't ready for me, bro. He ain't ready for me, baby. We're about to rock on the world when Chuck is here because I don't give a F. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you probably don't remember, but it was Chuck, and I think it was Chuck and Rob Hunter that sat down with Johnny Machine Gun. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Chuck is the man, but I love him. He's raw, unfiltered, old school. Get it done, old school work ethic, and and Stu does phenomenal work, right? Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Come on, you can't deny the man. Shit, I've been dying to talk to Chuck and really get into his journey and all. Cause he definitely is a legend.
Well, you know what? Because we do have another property of his that we're going to be pushing out, but Hunter Ninja Bear will be coming out. So lock us in, and we'll get Chuck on board.
Excellent. Bring him on, man. Let's get the mega effect going, baby. I think this. Yeah. All right. So I want to reel it back because again, that's the first book available now at the website, right? I'm gonna show it off the website as well. I mean, there it goes, man. Look, as soon as we talking about it, there goes the bear itself. Scary bastard. Cocaine bear. He ain't shit compared to this guy right here. But again, I like that. Which untold stories are told. I mean, tales are told. I mean, look at this. You got some books here. Up the Ninja Bear, Star Riders. What is something fierce? Icor, Van Braze. What is all this stuff? You guys got even more stuff. You got some coming soon. Come on, you better stop teasing me over here.
Well, all those except for Star Riders and 100 Ninja Bear are coming soon. So something fierce will be the next one out, and that is the story that I should have peeled back. You were wondering what got us into comics and all this. Something fierce is the first story that Joe and I created. And
really, when did you create this? Wait a minute. I love this, because again, I'm working with my brothers on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I'm getting one of my other brothers into wanting to, create a story. So let's see if there'll be a Perez Brothers story, to hang out with the Fenoglio brothers, and do our shit out here, taking over the comic book world, right? So how is it to work with your brother? How do those conversations? How do you even work together? Because this is not a stranger, but rather family, and and I think for me sometimes that's a different energy than working with someone you don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone's got different writing styles, and I think we're just honest. I really.
I lost you. I lost your mic.
Oh. How's that? Sorry.
I got you.
Okay. No, I said probably honesty is probably the key because we can always pitch something and just get the honest answer back. We're not looking for a pat on the back. We're not
because
looking
you're brothers, so you're gonna be fucked up to one another, like in the most realistic. Not. And again, it's brotherly love or family love. But it's funny how with family you could be so honest, and sometimes with your own friends you can't bring that honesty for some odd reason.
No, and then even the financial. I mean, you're really talking turkey is that all this does cost, right? And so at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you partner up with somebody that all the chips are in all aspects, and that you can go to war with. So I think you talking about going in it with your brothers is the greatest idea, is because you do have an honest appraisal of your work. But working together, I'd say we would just ping pong and throw out ideas, and then we'd write, I'd write, he'd write. It just kind of went back and forth. There was really never set format, to be honest.
Okay, I dig it. Again, look at the Star Riders here as well. I mean, you guys got to visit the website. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got pages. You got people reading the book. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, but again, you got this right here, the Star Riders. Please check out this dope website because my man got a lot of stuff going on. So, Tom, I gotta ask here. I want to bring it back to Star Rider because that's the hot book right now. Who's your spirit animal in Star Riders? Are you more of a cosmic pirate or a true space surfer?
Boy, that is.
I love when I get people stuff. They're like, "What the fuck, damn!" I never thought of this.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so evil in a sense, where a serpent. Just the first thing that came into my mind was a serpent, just because it just presents itself in different ways. But at the end of the day, there's an evil aspect to it, but there's a goodness to it.
Okay,
that makes sense. And I don't know if that's the right way to answer it. I've never been asked that. That's interesting. But it's it's a very deep story. And actually it's deep enough that it actually deserves a better answer. Because that's a great question.
Don't you worry. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna have time to think about it when you come back with the rest of the squad for the next part. You know, I have the answer for you. All right, all right. So let me ask you this then: what's been the biggest plot twist then in making Star Riders? Did you ever have to kind of you see something maybe be like, nah, we can't do that and start over, or was the process just like, yo, you guys are just murdering the game? There's not much change based on what was being produced.
No, I would say right from the get-go, our idea was massive. It's hard not to give little, I don't want to put spoilers out there, but it was a very big concept. And we knew it was kind of a neat idea, and it was just big, okay? So then Tony jumped on, he goes, I love this. I love alternative history. I love faster than light, like time travel. He goes, I love this whole vibe you guys are going with. Can I attack this? So we said, Tony, jump on it. But then Scott McDaniel got in, and now Scott's got to draw this. So the big curveball was guys, it's so big you can't put it in panels, because if you've got humans and everything's so big and everything's so massive, you just don't have that right proportion to tell the story. And so Joe and I literally had to go back to the drawing board and think of the I guess the robots shapes, like the robots, the tech, the weapons of destruction. We had to go back and we sort of had to retool it to make it fit Scott's ability to put it on paper. So
I want to show just one sample page real quick from page 72, just quickly, because I think this is beautiful. Look at this work on this page. Look at the bubbles. Look at the panel work. Like, you're talking about big story. Yeah, it is fucking fire the way that you guys worked it. And this stands comparable to any big two book, any other, even like premiere book, whatever you want to call them. Yo, you guys gotta be. Look at this. Look how gorgeous this John is right here.
No, Scott is a talent, and Rob's inking was really nice. Is that I thought that Rob Hunter's ink really kind of put a little edge to it. And it was very different because we actually used Rob for Hunter Ninja Bear, which we wanted really gritty. Rob inked this really gritty. And there's really an art form, because even Scott Williams from Hush, I actually referenced Scott. Scott, how would you ink this? And he goes, Tom, for Hunter Ninja Bear, you really got to go gritty.
So did you purposely want Scott because of Hush?
Well, we wanted Scott, but Scott was busy. But Alex Sinclair from Hush jumped aboard Star Rider. So Alex became one of the colors because of Hush, but it was because of, because that whole group, I've got some of Scott's artwork. I'm a huge Hush fan.
So when are you going to bring Jim Lee into the fold?
Yeah. Once he returns our phone call, right?
Yeah, bro, I want to see you guys money, because again, the book is gorgeous. I'm only up to page 72, but folks, listen, I know I talk about, I got 576 episodes of comic books, 577, right? It's like, I keep being impressed by amazing creators, amazing stories, and shit that's just like, wow, this is different. Thank you. I don't want to be stuck with the same, you bringing me this cool space, sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi fan. Again, just the character, it's family. It's a man with a job doing shit he don't want to fucking do sometimes. But again, as men that we are, sometimes we fucking gotta swallow our pride, right? For the best of the family. Like, I just gotta do what I gotta do to make sure we're okay. Yeah. And then landing opportunity through those sacrifices, but then those opportunities are fucking crazy. And that's where I'm at right now with the story. That's the best I can explain right now.
And it's you are right at the edge where it just makes a dive.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to fucking dive into this. Now, what's the craziest fan reaction you've had so far? Did someone demand a tattoo of the lead hero or anything?
No, you know what? We've done a lot of the Comic-Con shows. I mean, you're talking East Coast, Chicago, West Coast. We haven't done any Southeast or Southwest, but we've been around, and we've had some people do cosplay for us for Hunter Ninja Bear.
Oh, cool.
Probably what's neat about it is we haven't had a bad review yet. We haven't had one person that has come up to us that, has said, hey, we don't like this. And we've had people come up The next day, we've got to really meet a lot of people. We've been very fortunate. But I'd say the one thing that's crazy is that everybody, and as God is my witness, I just had an email about 2 days ago. Hey, when is Hunter Ninja Bear 2 coming out? You know, we just have everybody wanting, hey, when's the next volume coming out? I think it hasn't been something like Harry Potter by no means, but for us, of what we were trying to achieve and just get the word out, we've been so pleasantly surprised with just the support and honestly, not one bad take on it.
I don't like using that T word. No one is trying here because you're actually doing because you have a physical product. So the fact that you're doing something new and bringing it to us, thank you so much for doing something new. You're not trying, you're bringing it, baby.
Yeah, no, you're right. But you're doing this, Al. We can't thank you enough, because without you, is that we fall into a vapor. Is that, you know, really the hardest part. And for all the creators out there, they know this. Everybody knows this. Even for your podcast, it's the marketing, it's the advertising, it's getting the word out. It's really, the internet's a wild, wild west, but it really is something very hard to get a chokehold on. And just you presenting this podcast to us, just thank you so much, because
this is what I'm here for. I love to talk about this. You know, comics is something I grew up with. It's something that took me out of bad moments with family. Because again, you know, I grew up in New York, you know, not middle class, lower than that. And you know, when I was able to have comic books and, you know, parents fighting in the room, I was able to go to my fire escape and escape into the world of Marvel, DC, because that's what I had at the time, you know. But now that I got old, when I got older, finding indie through just Dark Horse and Image and Arrow Press and all that type of shit back in the day, you know, because Dead World, I always loved horror. So when I found Dead World through Arrow, back then I was cool fuck. Well, what is it? Zombies and comics? You know, that's the original Walking Dead, folks.
No, it's good stuff. And tell you the truth, and that's why we're trying to take it to the next level, is because where we just never could have comic books, I guess, growing up. You know, it's just, you know, here's a ball, go play outside. But what we did get were the old TV shows, like Spectre Man. We had Ultraman. We had all these.
I don't remember no Spectre Man. What the hell is that? Are you showing your age? Wait, same age? I don't remember no Spectre Man.
Oh, check it out. Oh, yeah, it was all these old Japanese classics that were just all these crazy superhero.
I remember Spider-Man, which is Spider-Man. You know, the Godfather. What's funny is, again, this trivia here, folks. If it wasn't for the Japanese Spider-Man, you would not have Power Rangers, because that is the godfather of all the a person as a pilot of a robot.
Like Voltar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was the first. It was through Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man, that we got that. That is the godfather of all these pilot, you know.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
Wow. And that's where we kind of took our lead. It was, our goal is really to bring these into the graphic novel, the comic space, but then also just to put them into film. You know, just take them.
Oh, we're gonna get them to live action film or animated film?
No, we early on we actually had a bigger company, the animation wing, come out and ask, ask for a meeting, I guess, whatnot. And it was just, we didn't want to do that. And looking back, maybe it would have been a good idea, but we never saw Avatar before that. If I would have saw Avatar, I probably would have said, all right.
So let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. But we've just always been film guys, so we're just trying to get to that limited series. And
if you're an actor, I have a credit, so let's get it. You know,
right.
in the background sweeping, and they say, hey, you want to fly a ship, you know, and do that Han Solo shit to me. Let's go.
I thought you'd be a hunter for Hunter Ninja Bear.
Let's go. Oh man, what? Let me dress up in Taino gear with my white beard. That's the whole problem. I'll be glowing with this white beard.
Perfect.
They have a shot at me. You know?
So that's our goal. I think our goal is just to keep these properties and just to expand them to different mediums.
But you're gonna expand because again, you know, we teased Star Riders, Hunter Ninja Bear, but you got 3 more titles. I can't wait. So what's the schedule for the next kind of titles that are coming out for you?
Oh boy, Star Riders should have been out about a year ago, but we ran into some just timelines, and we were actually going to have another book, one of Chuck Dixon's books, fill in the gap, but we got some work to do on that. But so Star Riders is coming out now, and we're going to try to do probably a graphic novel every year. It's just that if you think about these pages are 360 pages on average. Well, that's a year, 365 days. So for one guy to write, to draw, to ink, to color, to letter, it just takes time. Not everybody's doing a page a day. So all these books just take time. But at the end of the day, it's such a rewarding experience. It's just been great because from the artist side, you can see how these people can really create. And it's really just, it's really unbelievable. It's easy for us to come up with ideas, put it to paper, but how they create it is really remarkable. So we've been very fortunate to work with some of the industry best, but just humans. They've just been great people. So it's that when everything's peeled away, we will pull back all the friendships that we've made.
I'm digging it. So I'm going to ask you here, what is the proudest, I can't believe we pulled this off moment, with this book?
Oh, man, boy, the proudest moment. It's not there yet. Our goals haven't been met.
Not yet. I love that. I see that. See, folks, you see that? That's what he just said. That's hunger. I'm not happy yet. There's a goal to be met. See that? That's hunger. That's desire. I'm a Fenom fan for life right now. Fuck that. I love to see hunger because again, if you say you haven't met that, and I'm up to page 72 of this particular book, and I'm fucking in love with the IP already. Holy shit! Like, and you saying I'm not even happy with this. Like, what? All right, bro. I mean, you're happy, but you haven't met your goal, and and this gorgeous book has not met your goal just yet. Holy shit! But I cannot wait to see what that brain of yours is fucking up to. So.
No, yeah, well, thank you, and that's in everybody, and you know what? It just that's how Joe and I are programmed. So it's neat that you appreciate it, but we're not gonna. I just don't know when that day is, but then I'll call you. But as of now.
Send me a DM. I'm happy now. Oh shit! I'm gonna do it like fucking breaking news. I was happy.
Right? That's awesome.
So you look like a music fan to me. So I gotta ask here: if Star Riders had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh man, well, it's funny because now everything's locked down. You can't even use it anymore, right? Like Major Tom or I don't even know. You know what? Because we do have a lot of, I've got a folder in my Spotify that has all the Star Riders that I would like. But as far as one song, I'd have to go with something from the Strokes. I'm not even really sure, but the Strokes.
Oh my God, the Strokes! Holy shit!
So but it is very 70s, 80s. So I would probably have to go, and I'm not even a fan of the band. I've never even bought an album, but somebody had put over a song, Fleetwood Mac, one of their Fleetwood Mac songs, over one of our videos. They sent it to us.
Yeah.
They said, hey, this is because we had sent out ebooks before, and somebody did this cool little collage music video, and it was off a Fleetwood Mac song. And it was very neat because it was because it fit the genre. So I don't know. I guess I'm always in the 90s, but the story is really 70s, 80s. So give me Fleetwood Mac as the artist, and I don't know the song. I'm not a Fleetwood Mac, but really
track. That's it. Right there.
If I could sing, I would sing it to you because I do know the song. I just don't know the song from their album. But it's very cool. But it was cool from the customer. The fan wanted to put a music video together. It was pretty.
Well, next time I'll open up my auto to make sure you sound sexy.
No, that is not in my DNA. That is not in my DNA.
You're a Fenom, all right, but not for singing.
Yeah. No, I'd probably say everybody wants some Billy Squire there.
Oh shit, my man. Yo, so brother, you mentioned convention. So, it is convention season, baby, because it's getting hot out there and people are going out there buying books and hanging out with fellow creators. Like, what are the next couple of shows that you guys are going to be at?
We've had to actually cancel some. We canceled DC and some local. I know Indie Pop's coming around. I'm thinking maybe New York or we'll peel back Anaheim at some point, but I'd like to get down to Southeast, but Joe and I can't do anything until the books are printed. And you and I were discussing, and we had an issue with our printer. So, so our whole timeline's gotten off where they should have been printed maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago, but we've actually had to cancel 2 shows already these last 2 weeks. So I can't even give anything out.
That sucks.
I know. But
the other journey in these folks, when you're not funded and you got to deal with this shit by yourself without major funding, you know what I mean, like of a corporate, you got to deal with some shit sometimes. That kind of sucks that you have to not make those presentations.
No, and you know what? Our fans have been great because we keep delaying it out there. But we simply put it, this company would give us a financial discount. They would give us a break because there were some mix-ups. But at our point, or from our standpoint, the only one that loses is the customer, our fan. So we said, no, we're going to go a different direction. If you have to eat it, if we have to eat it, we're not doing that. We're not, because we want to just give our customers the highest quality product. So they agreed, we agreed, we parted ways. A big company, a gentleman across the board. So what we're doing is we're going to another big outfit, and hopefully we'll get a quote this week, and they'll be on the press in about 2 or 3 weeks, or 2 weeks.
Fantastic. So everything will be back on schedule as it should be. Because again, it's a beautiful book, and I cannot wait for people to have all these books in their hands because they are gorgeous. To see you guys in person would be fun. That way you'll get the Weapon Energy live, baby. That's what I want to do. I'm digging.
No, thanks. And every trade show or every Comic Con's awesome. We've been to even cosplay. We've been to or not cosplay, the anime. We've been to the traditional Comic Cons. We love that atmosphere. I mean, Joe and I thrive. It's just, we love it. And we just can't wait to get to the road, because once we do hit it, we'll do a cycle of probably 12 to 16 shows, and then cool it for something fierce.
Excellent. All right. So last question here, brother. When it comes to advice, because again, here you are, you're killing the game. You're stepping up. You got dope creators. You got beautiful books. I mean, they're gorgeous. So what type of advice you give to people trying to step up? You're also talking about age. I'm a man of a certain age. I'm never gonna dye my shit like Diddy, so you're gonna always see me natural. All right.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people trying to step up, regardless of age?
I think right now with the world of AI, I think everybody is going to sink into that. Hey, it's easy now, and I think the front end or the back end art is going to give people a world of opportunity. But it is story, It is that story. So for any creator out there, I would say start at the story, make it the best story that you possibly could or can, because then all the technology, all the artistry funnels off that story. Because even the artists that we were able to pull in, they all looked at the story first and they said, hey, these are great stories. We want to get behind it. So just take the pressure off and don't worry about the art. Don't worry about this and this. Once you get that story locked in, it finds its way. It really does.
Preach, baby. Preach, baby. That's it. That is a sermon of Fenoglio right there, baby.
Hallelujah.
Make it happen. You got to make it happen, mi gente. And I think your time, bro. For real. Thank you.
Thank you
so much for your time. Again, folks, this is what I need you guys to do. My fellow Crusaders, I see you guys listening back there. I see the number. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. So do me a big favor, all right, fellow Crusaders, go visit the Fenom Comics website, Fenom Comics with an F. That's Fenom Comics.com. Go make them orders, place those pre-orders, make things happen, and stay tuned. You want to know when stuff is popping off? Go to their social media. It's X, it's Meta, it's TikTok, it's YouTube, and it's Instagram. Same thing. Fenom Comics, that's Fenom Comics. Check them out. Let them know that you follow the Crusaders, because again, my man Tom and bro Joe got everything going on here. They're murdering it. They're murdering the game, baby. So I really,
thanks.
I see great things happening in here, because you guys, again, I really get tired of hearing to say the word try. If you have a product, you're beyond trying. You're doing.
No, that's
always know that you're doing, and we're here. We're loving it. So keep doing.
Thanks, Al. And Joe and I can't say enough. And I won't say try, because there's a lot of work, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of investment, time, and money with all the people involved. And just how we find our way through this, it's because of people that support us like you, Al. So thank you. And everybody out there, check out our website. You can pre-order Star Riders, and Hunter Ninja Bear is there for sale. And we're in every comic book store, and we're we're out there. And if we're not in your comic book store, please tell them to go get it. But
yeah, how dare they not carry Fenom Comics?
That's what I'm saying.
Why, brother? If your shop is not carrying Fenom, shame on them.
Thank you. That's yeah.
I'm pointing fingers here. I don't do that. Politicians do this by my politicians. So shame on you.
You got my vote.
You know what it is? Follow Fenom Comics everywhere. Follow Comic Crusaders. This is my man Tom Fenoglio. This is Omega. That's a lot. What's in my head? You know what it is?
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusadersworld and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app in the Google Play Store today.